Assalamu alaikum, friends. Hope you all are well. Dear friends, today I'm going to tell you the story of a cruel father and his virtuous daughter. Inshallah, you will be blown away by what you hear, so stay with us till the end of this video. Friends, if you haven't liked this video, give it a like now, and also subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon. So let's get to the main point of the video. The story was like this. Once upon a time, there was a village on a hill where mostly Jews lived. Originally, it was the residence of the Jews. Next to the village was a dense forest. There were also many ferocious animals. A Jewish girl lived with her father in that village. The father used to torture his daughter a lot because it was the rule of that village that they hated girl children a lot. The biggest thing was that the girl had no mother. The poor girl used to do all the household chores as well as work in the fields. The girl also had several goats, which she took to the mountains to ride and feed. One day it was very hot. She took the goats and went to the mountains. Leaving the goats to eat grass, she herself sat under a tree. In no time the girl fell asleep. By the time the girl woke up, the girl's favorite goat had disappeared. The girl saw that all her other goats were fine, except that her favorite goat was not there. Worried, she started shouting at the goat to find it. The goat also started calling after hearing the girl's voice. Surprised by the sound of the goat, the girl followed the sound and reached the place. After reaching, she saw her beloved goat there, crouched under a tree and drinking water. The girl was very surprised who tied the goat here. The girl went a little further and saw a hut. An old man was sitting there. The face of the person was shining. When the girl went closer to take her goat and tried to untie it, the goat refused to leave that place. The girl said, "Oh, my dear goat, have you forgotten me? After coming here once, you do not want to come with me." The goat, saying something in his own language, only he himself knew what he was saying. Then the old man came to that place. The man said, "Daughter, what are you doing here?" The girl replied, "Father, this is my goat. I brought it to the mountain to ride it, but it escaped from there and came here. Now you give it to me, so that I can leave from here." The girl took another step forward, and she was feeling dizzy because it was hot, and she was having trouble taking so many goats together. When she looked up, she felt a little better. By noticing the girl's condition, that elderly person said, "Daughter, you look like you work really hard." The girl replied, "Yes, father, I bring them to the mountains to ride at noon." The man smiled and said, "Tell me, daughter, what do you want now?" The girl said, "Now, if there were a few clouds in the sky, a cool breeze, and the weather would be better, it would be much better." But Allah's beloved servant said, "If this is what you want, Allah will fulfill your wish right now." Then the man performed ablution, stretched out his hands towards the sky, and began to say something to himself. If the girl listens carefully, she understands that the man was saying in dua, "O Allah, please fulfill this wish of me and this beloved servant of yours. O Allah, accept my prayer." Saying this, the man started to cry. First, the man's eyelids became wet. Then his eyes began to water and tears began to roll down his cheeks. The man fell on the ground crying and praying, and the girl was worried seeing the man's condition. The girl started to think that she saw many different people in the world. "But I have never seen anyone fall on the ground and ask for something. He is very strange. I do not know who he asking from. His request is really very strange." At first, the girl was afraid that why that father was crying so much, suddenly noticed that the hot air surprisingly became cold. It looked like it was snowing somewhere. A lot of wind started blowing in the forest, and the atmosphere became cold. From where a piece of cloud came and settled above the head of the girl and the elder man. The man raised his hands to the sky once more, but this time he was thanking God. After praying and giving thanks, the man got up and sat facing the girl. The elderly man's white beard was wet with tears. He wiped his beard with the handkerchief in his hand and said to the girl that, "See, my Lord does not leave any desire of his servant unfulfilled." The girl asked, "Who is Rab? Who's Rab? What were you doing? Will you please tell me? And how did the weather get like this in this hot season? Which Rab are you talking about?" The Allah's beloved servant, that elderly person, said, "I am talking about Rabbi Wahid." Almighty Allah. There is no God but Him. He is one and only. We do not worship anyone except Him. And if you see me standing up and sitting down, that is the rule of prayer. I was praying. I prayed 2 rakahs of nafal, and then I raised my hands to pray. I asked my Lord, and behold, He fulfilled my request. The girl was surprised and said, "This is the first time I have seen such a surprising thing happen. You tell me how you convince your Allah. How does He listen to your prayers?" The servant of God smiled and said, "I learned it from my mother. When I was younger, I was always crying to get anything done. My mother could not see me crying. She would get worried and pick me up and kiss me. She would wipe my tears and do whatever I said. Then Allah gave me guidance, and I started learning the Quran from Alimidin. Let me tell you that the Quran is the book of Allah. When I used to read the Quran, one day our Mufti said, Allah loves one person more than the love of 70 people. From that day till today, whenever I cry and pray to Allah, Allah, who loves me more than 70 people, fulfills all my good wishes. It is not mine, it is the miracle of my Lord Allah." The girl said, "That means whoever you believe in, He is the one who made the whole world. He made me, you, and these goats of mine. Not only the goats, this tree, the leaves, the sun, the moon, and every woman on this earth. He made this world, and He made everything outside." The elderly man said, "Wherever you go, daughter, He made all the places." The girl said again, "Can you teach me the kalima?" The kalima, which a person recites, becomes to a Muslim. The man replied, Come with me and perform ablution." The girl went with the elderly man and performed ablution. That elderly person told her the whole process, and after completing ablution, she came back to elderly person and became a Muslim after reading the kalima. The elderly man also told the girl how to pray. The girl becomes very happy, as if she has got all the wealth of the world. Meanwhile, the girl was happy, but the girl's father was waiting for her at home with a stick. The girl returned home with her goats. Seeing the girl, her father asked, "Where are you coming back from?" The girl replied, "Father, the goat has gone to the forest, so I was looking for it, and after finding my goat, I returned back home." The father came to the girl and started hitting her hard with a stick. Every time the girl was beaten with that thick stick, the girl was writhing in pain. The more the girl screamed in pain, the more the cruel father of the girl started beating her. At one stage, the girl fell unconscious while being beaten. When the girl regained consciousness, she had no strength left to stand up. Suddenly, the girl remembered the elderly man. She felt the elderly man saying to her, "Daughter, get up, do ablution and pray." The girl got up and prayed, and after the prayer, the girl began to cry and pray like the elderly man. She started saying, "Oh Allah, my father does not love me at all. You create love for me in his heart. You make my father understand Islam. Create love in his heart." When the girl's father was passing through the forest, suddenly a leopard came in front of him. He was very scared. The leopard started to attack him before he could run away, and made him injured. But the leopard had no orders to kill him. Just then, the beloved servant of Allah appeared and said to the leopard, "That's it. What are you doing?" This man already got his punishment by hearing that the leopard went away. That drunk man now gained his consciousness and looked at the guy, then asked him, "Who are you? What are you doing here? And why did that leopard listen to you then leave from here?" The man said, "You are alive. Because of whom? You know that. Because of your daughter, whom you just beated earlier. Do you know that your daughter has become a Muslim?" Drunk man said to the elderly man, "What nonsense are you talking about?" The elderly man replied, "It's not nonsense. I am telling you the truth. You are safe only for that girl. If you still don't believe me, tell me. I can call that leopard here again. Leopard will kill you instantly." Then at the beckoning of the elderly man, the leopard came back to the place which had left a little while ago. Seeing the leopard, the man started shouting, save me," and said, I believed. The elderly man again said to the man, "Say, will you oppress your daughter again? Beat her again?" The man said, "No, I promise I will not oppress her again." Allah's beloved servant started to say, "In our religion, women are respected." The cruel man said, "I apologize to you. I will never do this again. I also want to become a Muslim, because my daughter prayed for me to become a Muslim." Then the man also recited the kalima and became a Muslim. This incident is for those people who consider their daughter as a burden. Women are highly respected in Islam. Girls are like blooming flowers in our yard. So take care of them with love and don't hurt them in any way. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Allah is Hafez.